Hello fellow Jerry cans. So the Pokemon Company and Game Freak just announced they're getting a Gen 9 late this year. What, it's been only a month before the last game was released and we're getting another installment. We're literally getting 3 games in a span of a year. Releasing 2 games in the same year for a franchise that suffers from stagnation and games being rushed due to a lack of time for development sounds like a bad idea. But hey, that's just me being a cynical bastard that hates all modern Pokemon, right? But seriously though, when that Pokemon Presents was first announced a couple days ago, everyone joked that there will be a Gen 9. It's too soon since the last Pokemon game, and they're seriously gonna announce a new game? Well, on Twitter, I predicted before the announcement there will be a Gen 9 coming this year because Pokemon Company are greedy bastards, need a Mew region and Mew Pokemon to sell more merch, no matter the game quality, and look at what we got. I know exactly what you're thinking and planning, Pokemon Company and Ishihara.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
Anyways, my point is, it's too early since the last game. I think they should have waited at least until the 2023 holiday season to release the new game. I would call Pokemon basically the Call of Duty of children games, annual releases to maximize profit, but one, Call of Duty is made by multiple, relatively competent studios, not by some obscure indie game company, and a AAA company with competency of an indie game company. And 2, even Call of Duty is skipping a year, so they can put more work into their games after the failure of Vanguard. But Pokemon will never skip a year when every single installment sells like hotcakes. Ever since 2017, we got a lazy rush game that didn't add anything, an okay game cashing in the Pokemon Go craze and casual idiots, an unfinished lazy rushed train wreck of a game, a heartless, cynical, glitchy, lazy rushed game, and a rushed tech demo of a game. So suffice to say, this series is suffering the effects of annual releases. So call me crazy, but I don't expect this game to be that good. Oh, I know, the game is not out yet, we just got one trailer, so I can't judge the game yet, of course. The game can be good. I repeat, the game can be good. I'm just expressing my worries based on my past experience with this series, why I'm not hyped about the game, and why I'm kinda sick of new Pokemon releases, that's all. Is there ever gonna be a thing called Pokemon fatigue, dear Pokemon stands? Anyways, you guys all want my thoughts on the trailer, so I'll talk about that now. Well, I first noticed in the trailer that the graphics look the same as Sword and Shield. I know it's based off of Spain and Barcelona. I've never been to Spain in real life, so I have no clue if Game Freak did a good job capturing the feel and architecture of Spain. Except the giant building that looks like the church in Barcelona, and the main character's home. If you just show me screenshots of the city, I would have thought it's from Galar. I don't know. I asked Spanish people on Twitter if they're satisfied with the game's looks, and most seems to be satisfied, so I guess that's what matters. Good on the Spanish and maybe Portuguese people. I also noticed the Pokemon models' textures got updated, and I saw a lot of people amazed by that. Wow, the bar for Pokemon is so low, basic competency and texture upgrade to models that should have happened 5 years ago is mind-blowing. But at least late is better than never, right? But I swear this game is running on the same engine as all their previous games since 2013. Do you see those frames not so far in the distance? One worrying thing from the trailer, I saw all the routes were very open and empty, like Galar's wild areas and Hisui, and this is not good news to me. I've always preferred tight, maze-like puzzle design routes of the older games. These new routes and areas shown are all too big and empty open environments. I want dungeons and mazes to traverse in Pokemon games, especially this is traditional main-like Pokemon unlike Legends Arceus. These map designs all look worrying for me, frankly. Well, at least I guess they're gonna adapt certain parts of Legends Arceus' catching mechanics because the Pokemon seem to roam around like that game. Just another evidence proving that Legends Arceus is not really a game, but a tech demo. A tech demo for Gen 9. I would have to get more trailer footage and play the game for real because I wonder how they will treat the wild Pokemon encounters in this game. The most interesting info was the official website's description of the game. The website says, quote, allows you to explore freely in a richly expressed open world. They're going for the first open world Pokemon game. In the trailer, I noticed there is this square in the center of the big city, a giant sundial or something that points to many directions and has all the types of Pokemon in it. This is a clever hint to what's to come and worrying for me at the same time. You see, I expect this game's open world structure to be like this. That Barcelona looking city will be the hub at the center of the region. There will be gyms, trials, or whatever for each type spread across the map. And will be the player's choice of order for which type gym trial they'll tackle first. sort of like the 4 divine beasts of Hyrule and Breath of the Wild. Heh, I mentioned Breath of the Wild again. So my hope is there are 18 unique gyms with unique NPCs and challenges spread across the Iberian Peninsula, and one final challenge at the Barcelona Church building being the Pokemon League. But this is where my concerns and worries come in. Considering Game Freak's past record, I'm worried they're gonna cut corners with this. There have been traditionally, 8 gyms in Pokemon games and 7 island trials in Pokemon Sun and Moon? Will they really put in the time to make 18 unique individual areas, 18 unique NPCs, 18 unique puzzles and challenges? Remember the Z crystals in Alola? There are crystals for every Pokemon type, but the game ran out of NPCs and island trials to assign certain crystals to, so there were some crystals just lying in random areas like the flying type one. They were also clearly missing unique challenges of characters like fairy type Mina, flying type Kahili, steel type Moraine, and dragon type Ryuki. Never forget the golf course. And I bet you this game will be directed by Shigeru Mori, the man behind Sun and Moon. And this game probably lacks the time for development considering its early release date. And do you see why I'm worried here? Oh, and also, they already confirmed on the website the game will not have national dex support and just be like Sword and Shield, can't use Pokemon that's not in the game. I know the national dex is not coming back and has been dead since 2014, but still, I'm disappointed. I hope you feel ashamed of yourselves, Game Freak and Pokemon Company. Anyways, lastly, I'll talk about the Pokemon and characters. The starters look fine. The cat one looks the cutest to me, and the rest looks fine. Everyone says it looks like Fakemon, but I swear I've heard that since Gen 3, whenever a new Pokemon is revealed. What I'm seriously disappointed with this game are the designs of the protagonists. I can't predict and judge if this game will be good or bad, but these protagonists, good god, Pokemon characters, design-wise, have been really good since Gen 5 in my opinion, even the main protagonists. They seriously dropped the ball with this one. They all look so generic and ugly, and I really do not like this art style. It looks worse than Sword and Shield and the Let's Go games. Why even the same clothes? Maybe they're school students, but even school uniforms can look appealing. Maybe the school student thing factors into the story. Oh god, does that mean a 4+ hour tutorial in the beginning, just like the trainer school in Alola? Fuck! Can you imagine a Pokemon game actually getting like 5 years of development? And plenty of time Game Freak needs to make a game? Annual releases and making a new generation every 3 years might have worked in the 2000s on the GBA and DS because Game Freak was making 2D games. But they are making $60 HD AAA games now. This shouldn't work in a logistical sense too. You can't constantly get away forever with releasing half-baked games annually, or even fucking biannually now. Please, skip a year and take a breath, Pokemon Company. Ever heard of delaying? This game will likely come out on similar dates as Breath of the Wild 2, and that game has been in development for 5 years since 2017, and we barely know anything about the game and don't even know the title yet. Such a stark contrast between two franchises, one with love, care, and passion, one with greed, rushing, and trying to maximize profit.